Bless up my people. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. And in this one, my people, we're seeing Mark Golden angry over a 5-year-old stairwell that deprives 16 families in the Torrington Park area. As well as Prime Minister Andrew Audley spoke out last night at the East and West Portland conference, blaming the hotel strikes on the People's National Party, as well as fight over newly resigned MP Audley Shaw's seat. Stay tuned for the details at hand. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. So to kick off the first segment, my people, we've seen Mark Golden come out with an immediate release, chiding the government on their inaction on a stairwell that has collapsed in the Torrington Park area since 2018. Amidst a whole heap of calls to officials and so on, even the permanent secretary, who is Audrey Sewell, former Minister of Housing Pernell Charles, right, and now Pernell Charles Jr. is the one leading that aspect or that portfolio, and still nothing has been done, my people. Over 16 families are deprived, can't get to their dwellings, no accommodation elsewhere. A lady was injured in that incident. And so we're seeing the opposition leader Mark Golden speaking out on that, while we hear the Prime Minister with a whole heap of other things saying that they'll develop this and they'll do this and they'll do that. This is a major issue that should have been rectified from that time. But hear what the opposition leader has to say in its entirety.
Today, the community of Torrington Park in South St. Andrew was rocked when a section of the staircase of the government-owned high-rise residential buildings there collapsed, with one level of the staircase falling onto another level below. An individual, a lady who was on the staircase at the time, was injured, and the residents of 16 apartments that are served by the staircase are unable to access their homes. This dangerous incident could and should have been avoided. Since 2018, I have been calling attention to the deteriorating state of these buildings. I have repeatedly reached out to key officials in writing, including the former and current permanent secretaries in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, the former Minister for Housing, Pernell Charles Jr., in 2021, and Prime Minister Andrew Holness in 2022 and 2023. For nearly 5 years, there has been no effective action taken to ensure the necessary repairs were done, and that is in spite of meetings, inspections, and assurances that the repairs have been approved, only for the work to be deferred, with nothing done to address this avoidable risk. I share in the frustration, pain, and anger of the residents of these buildings in Torrington Park, who have endured years of neglect, living in unsafe conditions, with repeated promises from the relevant authorities, but no meaningful action. This is not just a structural failure, it is a failure of governance in our country. I call upon the government urgently to intervene, to provide immediate support to the injured resident and temporary accommodation for the stranded families, and to implement comprehensive repairs to rehabilitate these government-owned residential high-rise buildings in Torrington Park and similar buildings elsewhere in South St. Andrew which have similar problems, and indeed other parts of the country. Our residents cannot wait any longer for safe housing. I will continue to advocate relentlessly on behalf of my constituents, ensuring that their voices are heard and that their safety is prioritized.
And some people, we keep hearing them saying that they're building and building and building, and the infrastructure is still not standing. The infrastructure is weak, right? Our hospitals in deplorable conditions without equipment, for you and I to get access to certain testing as well as to certain care, right, my people? So following a slew of strike from hotel workers, we're seeing from Royalton, we even seen from Secrets, we're seeing another hotel now striking, my people, for better pay, better treatment. In this modern day and age, our hotel workers are being treated like modern day slavery, modern day slaves. And so we seen the Prime Minister spoke out at the joint conference at East and West Portland, my people, and him basically I say PNP capitalizing, or PNP's causing the hotel workers them to strike, so to speak. You know, the strikes are motivated by PNP. Can you imagine, my people?
But they have no plan. None. And the reason why they have no plan is because they don't care. What they care about is power. And they will take the easiest way to power, which is to play upon your grievances. In the same way that they are playing upon the grievances in the tourism industry. To create disruption, which could potentially destroy the goose that is laying the egg for all the way to survive. And when they hurt the goose, they can resuscitate it. And then that leaves you know with nothing.
So what is he really saying then, my people? That the PNP standing and fighting for betterment for the hotel workers, because we've seen the opposition spokesperson on tourism, Janice Allen, out there speaking on behalf of the hotel workers, and all we can see is a clipping from Delana Seabright telling them to go on the inside for safety, and that food and beverage will be there for them.
But for good order, this is a dangerous road. We want you guys to be on the inside of the property. Then have refreshments and so on. So turn on the
The people them don't want food. The people them want money to spend. Cost of living is very high. Uno where I get the big waka, uno. This is a high cost of living here for, and not for the lower class of people, and where I get $15,000 per week minimum wage. And we hear them boasting that they increase the minimum. It had to be increased. It had to be increased. What 5,000 could have get back then? You can't use 5,000 to get much stuff now. So uno did have to increase it. And uno want to do it half on own because cost of living is low. Uno did have to do that. And so if it go take one hotel at a time, I stand with all of the hotel workers them. $2 an hour. A big slavery. Big disrespect to the hotel workers. While the business people them collecting big wax. Not even like water with hotel workers them cannot drink on the job. Not even like food them can't eat on the job. They are penalized, fined $100 for drinking liquor water. How crueler can it get? And all the meetings they're having, they don't just sort out the whole of the hotels them and come to an agreement with everybody. It's gonna take every one of them to strike before them can do something with people. And then they're blaming it on the People's National Party. But the People's National Party out there standing with them, fighting for them to get better that they deserve. Now with people we've seen where Audley finally resigned with people. He has spent over 30 odd years in politics and he has basically put down the political belt. You understand? And so war ensued now over his post, my people, where we're seeing an immediate release in the northeastern Manchester. And it says for the attention of delegates, supervisors, liaison officers, indoor and outdoor agents, community leaders, drivers, runners, voters, business, education, and civic leaders. It is with a deep sense of disappointment that we advise you of Principal Mikulski's absence from the Northeastern Manchester Constituency Conference scheduled for today, Sunday, November 17, 2024. The conference was planned without his knowledge. He was never invited to be a part of the planning meetings or to attend the conference. We believe that such a conference would have been the ideal opportunity to have 2 aspirants be presented to the people of northeastern Manchester by the Member of Parliament, and they be given an opportunity to share their plans for the development of the constituency. The absence of such may be interpreted as the constituency-based planners following through on a deliberate plan to keep Principal Mikulski away from the workers and voters of the constituency. Principal Mikulski is genuinely committed to the building of the constituency, creating life-changing opportunities for the youths, the middle-aged, and the elders of the constituency. He has already started numerous initiatives geared towards the improvement of lives and will continue to expand them across 3 divisions of the constituency, namely Craighead, Christiana, and Walderston. We were made to understand that the MP may move to endorse one of the aspirants at the conference as his preferred choice for Member of Parliament. Team Mikulski is not deterred by such move as the party's constitution does not automatically accept endorsed individuals as its constituency standard bearers and candidates. Principal Mikulski deeply regrets the lack of an opportunity to address the attendees of the conference. He, however, wishes for them a successful conference, sincerely. And some people want to know who he might endorse. Right? So if it was 2 candidates and they intentionally didn't invite this principal, then I want to know who is endorsing. But we see him in the company of Mr. Rydell Rose. So I could see my people. I'm going to stay tuned for that development, but I'm going to see a tug of war go on this already, my people. But nevertheless, I'm going to talk up in the comment section with me and say about everything that was outlined in this video. Like and share out the video, my people, on the road to 30k. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Notification shout out goes to Lorada Patrick. Big up yourself, Lorada, and Patricia Huntington. Big up yourself, Patricia Huntington. Stay tuned for more videos. Stay tuned for more updates. Big up on yourself.